How to deal with urges on NoFap, how to master your own mind, how to deal with your negative emotions, how to deal with imposter syndrome, how to connect with high level mentors. All of this and more is what you will discover in today's very special video as I take you behind the scenes into one of our mentorship calls. So if this is something you are interested in joining as well, make sure to stick to the very end of this video where you can click a link to open up a discussion on Facebook Messenger so that we can discuss whether we are the best fit in working together moving forward in helping you master your self-discipline so that you can master your life. So with that being said, let's dive into the video.
Every time I've gone through that pain is because I've given into that emotion, and that again, that's not a bad thing. I've grown from it. But when you take a step back, like when you just kind of breathe, or you're like, whoa, like, what am I doing? Then you're like, oh, well, I don't have to do that, right? And that happened last night. I was about to bust a nut, didn't do it. I'm just gonna keep it real, right? That happened earlier today. I was driving my car. I usually have road rage, but I took a step back and was like, oh, well, I don't have to get mad at this. I don't have to yell out my window and get mad at this person, especially I'm a little dude. Like, I might get beat up, right? So, yeah, it was a very small insight, but I think I think it's led to a couple of pivotal moments. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's it, man. Like I'm just gonna repeat, you can't control what's going on around you, but you can. The ultimate control is what's going on within you, right? That's your one last freedom to choose your own response in a given situation. Like if someone does cut you off, how do you respond to that, right?
Right.
And that is what really determines your destiny at the end of the day. Your attitude, your behavior. At the end of the day, it's all emotional control and emotional intelligence and understanding that the emotions I feel right now, why do I feel them, right? Because
Right.
sometimes it's easy to just escape them, whether it's through busting a nut or drinking or smoking or repressing them and suppressing them or escaping them through TV, social media, whatever it is, rather than actually getting to the root of why do I feel the way that I do. And we begin looking at our emotions as signals that can give us insight into whether we are on the path towards our goals or not, or why do we feel this way. Because more often than not, it's like something is unaddressed. When I've experienced my negative emotions, like something needs to get addressed over there. And the more I can look at them objectively and realize it's not good or bad, it's just a signal that I can choose to interpret based on my higher self or based on my lower self of escaping it or just getting rid of it. Does that make sense?
100%. Yeah. I think there was a moment there where I asked myself, why? Why do you want to bust this nut? Right. I know it might sound kind of funny, but like, I honestly, like, why do you want to do it? Is there loneliness attached to this? Is there a sense of insecurity attached to this? What else is there? And so I agree with you 100%.
My main goal is I want to be a mastermind. I want to have complete control over my mindset, over my mind state, be able to control my emotions so that I won't be enslaved by them, because if I don't control them, then I'm enslaved by them. And I want to resonate with the frequency of things that I wish to attract. And the outcome of that would be, it'd be the foundation for productive work in all other areas of my life.
Okay. Okay, yeah, man. So the one thing that's really helped me in terms of having that relationship with the mind is seeing that it is like a whole separate entity that I do have a relationship with. And the quality of my life depends on the quality of the relationship that I have with my mind. And it's like when I begin to see it as a separate entity that's like this whole separate person, then it really comes down to creating that communication, having that connection, making that right conversation with the mind, rather than, like in the Bhagavad Gita, it says that your mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy, right? So it's like, oh, it's this battle. My mind wants to do this. I want to do this. I'm going to force it. I'm going to push myself. I'm going to resist what my mind wants. So making that switch,
Yeah.
from like battling the mind all the time to actually developing that bond with the mind, whereby, like, it's like, when you're in a relationship and it's a bond, there might be issues, there might be conflicts that come up, but the destination, the desired end result is the same, right? But with a battle, it's like like there's so much resistance going on and they have different goals in mind. So just looking at the mind as a friend and developing a relationship with it, right? Like, so that I can develop the communication with it. And like, you know, recognizing the good stuff that the mind is doing as well, not only looking at the bad stuff. Oh, my mind made me relapse, oh, my mind made me eat that sugar, my mind made me play the video games even though I didn't. It's like, okay, like the mind is a whole separate entity. Like, focus on the good stuff. The mind also made me wake up earlier. The mind also made me follow my morning ritual, like amplifying the good stuff as well. And then also recognizing, you know, like what the mind is going through, right? Having empathy for the mind. Okay, the mind just wants to feel good right now. And just developing that relationship is like a nuance over there that has helped me a lot, you know, like developing, like looking at the mind as a person, basically.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Damn. Okay. That's really profound. Thank you, Mo.
You mentioned imposter syndrome, right?
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. It's probably from just listening to negative friends too much and then letting that linger, and it affected my art and my mindset. But just that was like years ago where I felt my music was suffering because of it. And then just getting that negativity out of my sphere of influence has helped out a lot, and just gaining my own self-respect. You know, internal validation is the only validation that matters, because anything else is fake.
That's it, man. Because like if someone, let's say, praises us and we get all excited, then we're setting us up for more disappointment when someone criticizes us, right? That's why in the spiritual texts they say that, you know, don't let criticism jar you, don't let praise hook you. Like, just maintain your center, maintain your own value of yourself without relying on external factors.
I'm kind of curious if you have a particular opinion on coffee. Some people in this community, or like in the spiritual community, or like retention community, are like very negative on coffee.
Okay, so yeah, I used to drink a lot of coffee. I haven't drank coffee in like 4 months at this point. I noticed myself getting dependent on it, whereby I felt like I couldn't maintain my highest expression without it. And that was the point where I decided to just quit it out completely. I mean, I don't necessarily have, I mean, I don't think it's good. I don't think it's bad. It's just about having an awareness of your own use. And if there's a dependency factor getting into it, that was the point where I started thinking about why this is the case, that there's something else that's unaddressed. Why do I feel tired? And it's also understanding that coffee and caffeine actually doesn't give you energy. It actually just makes you less tired. So there's these neurotransmitters called adenosine, which your brain releases when you're tired. And what caffeine does is it replicates the structure of adenosine and just attaches to the same receptors that adenosine would attach to. So it's not that it gives you energy, it's that it just stops the signals of you being tired.
I think I'm way too self-critical, so I keep, like, I cannot publish things out soon enough. You know, I sit on it for too long and I wait for larger blocks of time to be available, you know, a whole Saturday or something. Then I'm like, oh, now I'm relaxed, I can do some kind of creative work. So I struggle to do that in shorter spurts of time.
Okay. Yeah, so one thing I've learned is that procrastination with a deadline becomes creativity. So if you can set a deadline in terms of when you are going to publish that, then we're going to hold you accountable to actually follow through with that. And then that's the only metric over there, is that did I publish it or did I not publish it, right? I'm not sure if you heard about this study in like a ceramics class, which was basically there was 2 groups of students and they were both asked to create pots. But one group of students was graded based on the quality of the pot, how perfect of a pot that they could create. Then the other group of students was graded based on how many pots, like how many pots they actually created, what weight they were. And then by the end of the project, they found that the ones that were trying to build the perfect pot actually had a worse pot than the ones who just had the quantity going through, right? So it's like quantity ended up equaling the quality. It's just the reps were there, right? So you said you want to publish once per month. You set a deadline for when that's going to be done. You said it's going to take 30 hours to do. So if you could fit in at least an hour per day, or schedule it pre-hand, like if you want to block it off like 4 hours in a day or whatever it is that would be best for your schedule, like pre-committing to that and then just meeting that deadline, you know, which we're going to hold you accountable for.
I've spent months and months on something, on a track, and spent money on it, got it mixed, mastered and all that. and it's had like no traction. And then something I made in about 2 hours, the music for, and then I added a video to it, has had 1.9 million views on YouTube. And it's like really badly mixed, and like it was like a novelty thing I was doing for a friend, and it's like it took off, but I didn't learn the lesson. I carried on trying to be perfect. So I've got to get over that. And another video that came up right after that when I watched that one on Monday was about the depression and expression. And as I'd kind of given up on my creative stuff, and then, you know, I got married and got a kid now, and I was like, well, I'll be, you know, stay at home. I was still DJing a bit until like pandemic happened. And then now I'm like at home, stay at home dad. And it's like, I'm not expressing myself at all. I'm just being like, here, you know, just here to fucking carry stuff and, you know what I mean? And it's like, I need to, for my own mental health, I need to, you know, express myself. And, you know, we're in a lockdown. I've got a studio. It's like, it needs to be used. And I need to sort of not only build the habit again, but get over the fear of failure, you know, the posting. Because, you know, you can put so much work into something, you post it, and then the results, just nothing happens. And it's so like heartbreaking that I stopped doing it. And I just wanted to ask you, like, when you first started posting, did you have a lot of anxiety about it?
Yeah, for sure, man. A lot of anxiety, thinking about what people are going to think of me. What if I say something, can't take it back? How do I look? But the major shift for me was like, okay, this is not even about me. Like, I'm focusing on myself, but I'm not even making this content. Yes, I benefit from making the content, but this is about how someone else can benefit. So the more I shifted the focus that this is not about me, the more I was able to just stay more consistent with that as well. So,
Okay.
and also making, like, for me, like when I started, there was a lot of anxiety and stuff, but my only metric for success was, did I post or did I not post?
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter what the views, anything, nothing mattered other than my ability to just publish every single day, whatever it is. So I saw that you said, I'm going to be posting a track every Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm not gonna think about it too much. I'm just gonna, like, even if it's just a re-edit or a remix of something, not like worry about it. If it's a copyrighted thing, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna do a bootleg, and that's, you know, it's fine just to get going. And then I've also got tracks that I never released that are all finished. They just need some sort of video sticking to them. So I've got enough content there just to sort of get it out. It's more just getting over that anxiety about posting it again, you know, putting myself back in the arena, you know.
In terms of building relationships, like after like a very powerful relationship were to come to me, or I would get an opportunity, I just don't know I want to know some ways as to how to like continue to nurture relationships and make them stronger versus just growing and, you know, meeting new people. How do I build that connection to be stronger?
okay, so are you talking about romantic relationship or just like social circle?
Yeah, more social circle and like business wise. Like for example, when I'm older, I want to own my own restaurant, and I do want, like, for example, like just the other day, I actually met an owner, and, you know, he's a chef, and like I definitely felt like a mentorship. So like, how can I grow things in terms of that?
Yeah, so in my experience, the best way to grow things in terms of that, like either just provide them with value, seek out, you know, how can I help you out? How can I help you out? Just like always putting it in there that I'm ready to help you out, provide value in any way that I can.
I like
And of
that.
course, if he offers a specific mentorship program, then paying him in that regard. So it's usually either one of those two things, whereby you're just around, you're offering the value. It's in his mind that, okay, this person is here and they're ready to help me in any way that they can. Or even if you see something that they're missing out on, or asking them the questions in terms of, you know, what could improve the quality of their lives or the quality of their business, or, you know, just anything, like offering to offer, like running ads on Facebook for them, or just reaching, like anything that you can do to provide them with value without expecting anything in return.
I like that. Okay, that makes sense, because when you ask someone just to pick their brain, they're not getting anything out of that.
Exactly. They're not getting anything out of it. They're actually losing their time. And if it's someone who is high value, then their time is actually the most important thing that they have, right?
So I hope that you got value from that video. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see more videos like this on the channel in the future. And of course, if you want to join this mentorship program, then you can click the link below in the description. It's going to open up in your messenger inbox, and we can open up that discussion to assess whether we are the best fit in working together and whether I can actually help you in mastering your self-discipline so that you can consistently create the progress towards a life that you love. Okay, so the links are below. Leave a comment, subscribe if you have not already, click the like button if you like it. And with all that being said, I'm going to leave you in the peace and power of the one infinite creator. I will catch you in the next one.